Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to create a project for Pretty Pink Posh, and these are the items that we're going to use. This is the Spring Circle stamp set, and we're also going to die cut that out with the Spring Circles coordinating die set. For my sentiment, we're using the Everyday Greetings, and for my background, I thought we'd use the Stitched Wave die set to create a fun summery background. We are going to start off by stamping. Lots of fun images in this stamp set. I chose the one with the hummingbird. I love hummingbirds, and so I thought we would make a nice little miss you card with this. We're going to stamp this on some white cardstock with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Both of these are alcohol marker friendly, and I'm going to color in my image. Pretty easy coloring, guys, but I left the coloring in. I'm going to color it in with my Copic markers. As I color, I'll play some music for you, and then when I'm done, I will catch you back. Okay, coloring is all done. Next, we're going to go ahead and take the coordinating die set. Now, this has the circle that will cut out all 6 of the circles that are in your Spring Circles stamp set. I'll line that up, and then it does leave a little bit of a white border, so make sure you center it. Line this up, and then I'm also going to die cut out our little decorative background piece here. Once everything is die cut, that's a perfect place to stamp our sentiment is on this little decorative piece. I'm going to go ahead and stamp with the Everyday Greetings stamp set, and I thought we would make a miss you card. So we're going to take the Missing You So Much, and I get heavy-handed when I stamp sentiment, so I'm going to actually bring in my mini Misty, and we'll put this little panel inside of it with our sentiment and stamp it with some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. We're going to stamp it towards the bottom. The nice thing about the circle is the circle can fit anywhere on your little panel here. And I thought we would add the circle to the archway on the very top. So we'll take our hummingbird, flip it around, and add some foam adhesive behind this little circle. Now, I like a lot of dimension on my cards. You guys can completely skip this and directly adhere this to your sentiment piece. No worries. But I like the dimension that it adds. I'm going to go ahead and make sure it's centered in that archway, and we'll tilt it a little bit, and I love the way this looks. It looks so pretty. Okay, after we have this done, we're going to zoom back out and work on our background. The background that we're going to create is using one of the dies in the Stitched Waves die set. There's a scalloped one. We're not going to use that. We're going to use the wavy one. I'm going to bring in a bunch of cardstock that coordinates with the colors that I used for my little hummingbird and the florals. So we have 2 teals, 2 yellows, and then a fuchsia. We're going to create a bunch of strips with each one of these pieces of cardstock. We are going to make sure our cut line is at the very top of our cardstock. We'll tape this down and run this through our die cutting machine. So we have a top wave with stitch detail. Now I'm going to take my die again, and we're going to flip it around so the cut line is on the very bottom, and we're going to die cut it out. This way it's going to give me 2 stitched lines on my little wave piece. And you can keep the negative pieces too, guys. Even though there's no stitch detail on there, they're great for cards. Just stick it in your back of your storage package. So that's what it looks like. I'm going to do the exact same thing with all 5 of my colors. Now the white, I'm going to just do it on one side because I need a top and a bottom. So I didn't add an extra die cut or stitch detail on the ends of the white. So once we have all of our pieces die cut, and you can see some of them have narrow ends and some of them have thicker ends. I'm not worried about that at all. I just want to make sure that they all fit together on my card base, which I grabbed. It's a standard A2 size card base, and we're going to directly adhere, lightly tack I should say, each one of these pieces. I'm just lightly tacking it because I wanted to have the same amount of space on the top white area as I do on the bottom. So I might have to shift these just a little bit. But I love the way this looks with all I love stitch detail anyway, so this is just lovely, I think. And you know, I got lucky. I think the spacing is pretty nice. So after I have it lightly tacked down, I'm going to go ahead and commit to each one of these pieces. So I'll take my fuchsia, we're going to flip it around and add a long strip of adhesive on the back side, and then we'll tack it down. And just like a puzzle piece, all of these will fit. So we'll just continue with the rest of the colors. The darker teal, we'll add this, and then continue to the bottom. And then also to the top and bottom, we're going to add our white pieces. Now you can skip die cutting out the white pieces if you wanted to, but I like that stitch detail, so that's why I did the top and the bottom. Once we have all of our little wavy pieces added, we're going to use our scissors and trim off the excess. And really, guys, you could do this with any size card. Now, I kept my strips long. My strips are actually 5.5 inches long, but I did that because I wanted them to fit like puzzle pieces. So you might have had to shift to the left and to the right, and I wanted that extra wiggle room. After we have our excess trimmed off, we're going to take our hummingbird panel and sentiment panel and pop this up with some foam adhesive. This is going to go right in between our white areas on the colored waves, just making sure it's centered. And I didn't mention, but my sentiment says missing you so much. This is the Pretty Pink Posh Summer Sequin Mix. It is so pretty. This is where I got my color theme from. If you guys want some fabulous color themes, go through the Pretty Pink Posh Sequins, and it'll give you lots of fun summery ideas or spring ideas. So check out the sequin mix over at Pretty Pink Posh. I'm adding the same color of sequins to the same color of cardstock just to keep it subtle. I didn't want to scream in the background. I wanted my hummingbird to kind of pop out, so that's why I went tone on tone with my sequins. But after I have those added, I added 2 of each. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of shiny glaze and dimension with glossy accents over my hummingbird, and then I also added little dots to the center of my flowers. But that is my project today, guys, for Pretty Pink Posh. I hope you enjoyed it. I thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you again real soon, guys. Bye-bye.